Well, hi guys. Today I'm going to show you how to create a Zapier Zaps. First, you have to log in your Zapier account, and if you already did, you should be seeing the same thing I am seeing right now. Well, first things first, just to let you know that Zapier actually allows us to use at least 5 Zaps in total, and if for some reason you created 6, um, one of the zaps will not going to work, so make sure you only have 5. Okay, so let's start making zap by clicking this orange button in here. You also might have noticed that it is composed of 2 stages. One is for trigger and the second one is action. On the trigger stage, we will search for RSS, since we're going to use RSS as a trigger. RSS by Zapier. Click the search box and you have 2 options. If you have multiple feeds or multiple feed URL, choose this one. And since we are using only one feed URL as a trigger, we will use this one. Click, and I'm going to click continue. In this feed URL box, we will input our feed URL. Copy your feed URL, paste it in here. And if you have a blog that requires you to input your username and password, just put it in here. If you don't have any, just leave it blank and proceed. Just click right here so it will update. Proceed, continue. You can actually change this to this if you're comfortable using Zapier, or if you're some kind of a pro. But for the sake of this video, let's just skip ahead and continue. Now the most important part is to test your trigger. We will click this test trigger button. What this does is it will pull in some data from your feed URL to test it as a sample. What will happen if you don't have any content in your feed URL? It will go blank, and I cannot say that this is error, but it will possess future issues. So I will suggest that your feed URL must have a published content for the Zapier to pull in some data. Make sense? So before I click continue, let me just show you what would happen if we use a feed URL that has no published content in it. I have some sample here, a feed URL or a website that has no published content, and I will show you what it looks like. Click continue. Test trigger. Yeah, as you can see, we couldn't find a new item in your RSS feed. Well, you can skip the test and proceed it otherwise, but if you don't want to build up an issue in the future, I suggest you must use a feed URL that has at least one published content. Okay, so I'm going to use this one, the one with published content, and then proceed to continue. Click continue. In the action stage, let's say I'm going to use WordPress. We have three options here, but I'm going to use WordPress Legacy because those other two options will not going to work for WordPress.com sites. And since we're using WordPress.com, we're going to use this option, the WordPress Legacy. And then click the search box. You have two options. I will choose Create Post. Click Continue. Then it will ask you to sign in your WordPress account. Click Sign In. Right? We're going to input the WordPress URL in here. The username and the password. Yes, continue. Now we have our WordPress connected. We can click continue. On the post type, we can actually select other types of post options, but for this video, we're gonna use posts. Click title, and we're going to select the title. We're going to is this a snippet? Yes, click the title snippet. The featured media, we can skip that. The content, I'm going to suggest we're going to select this raw encoded snippet. It's been tested and it's perfectly working well. On the status, chose published. Author, yep, you don't have to worry because it will automatically detect the author of the website. Excerpt, it's not actually necessary. Post date, click pub date or publication date. Post format, you can use standard. Post name, you can use title. Comment status, just default. Category, it will automatically detect. In this video, I'm going to use test. Tags, you can put whatever tags you might have. In this video, since I'm using a camping site, I'm going to camping gears or click continue. Now we're going to test action again. Yes, if this button right here pops up, that means that there are no issues found on the content or on the setup. You can just click either this one or this one, doesn't matter, it's the same. Click publish. Yeah, awesome. We have created successfully a Zapier Zap. One thing, you must rename it RSS to WordPress. Click in here to update. Click back. Just to make sure that we did the right thing. Yes, it's turned on. One thing, we have to check our WordPress blog if we actually publish the right content. Yes, as you can see, this is the right one being pulled by Zapier from the feed URL. So the next thing you have to do is to delete the post, or at least that's what we do. We have to delete it. But on your preference, if you want to keep it, well, you can. Well, that's it.